Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode corporate filings so you don't have to. Today we are diving into the proxy statement for Rigetti Computing, a company trying to build the future of quantum computing. This report outlines what's happening at their annual shareholder meeting. Prepare for some boardroom drama because it seems like someone is not seeking re-election. This proxy statement is essentially a roadmap for Rigetti's annual meeting, setting out what stockholders will vote on. It covers everything from electing directors, deciding who will oversee the books, and more. It also explains why certain decisions are being made. It is a long document, but we will distill it to what matters. First off, only stockholders of record on April 15, 2025 can vote at the meeting. So if you bought shares after that date, sorry, you are out of luck for this round. Each share of common stock gets one vote. The big items on the agenda are electing board members and ratifying the company's choice of its accounting firm. Scroll up to one quote, enchete election of directors. Let's talk about the election of directors, which is a huge deal. The board is divided into three classes, with directors serving 3-year terms, 2 Class 3 directors. Michael Clifton and Kathy McCarthy are up for election. However, Kathy McCarthy is not seeking re-election. Thank you for your service. This means there's a spot to fill. To balance this, Ray Johnson, currently a Class I director, is nominated to stand for election as a Class 3 director, and if elected, he will resign from his Class I position. After this election, the board will reduce in size and consist of 6 directors. So who are the nominees? Michael Clifton is a partner at Falfurrias Management Partners with a strong background in corporate finance and investing in technology companies. Ray Johnson has experience as an operating partner at Bessemer Venture Partners and previously served as Chief Technology Officer at Lockheed Martin. Both bring extensive experience to the table. Next up, let's talk about corporate governance. The board has determined that most of the directors are independent, meaning they don't have relationships that could compromise their judgment. But of course, the president and chief executive officer is not considered as such. Thomas Iannotti, Michael Clifton, Alyssa Fitzgerald, Ray Johnson, Kathy McCarthy, and Gail Sanford were affirmatively determined as independent. The board also has committees such as the Audit Committee, Compensation Committee, and Nominating and Corporate Governance Committee. These committees have specific responsibilities like overseeing financial reporting, executive pay, and director nominations. One important committee is the Audit Committee. It's composed of Kathy McCarthy, Gail Sanford, Alyssa Fitzgerald, and Michael Clifton, with McCarthy chairing the committee. After Kathy's term is over, Mr. Clifton will take over as chair of the Audit Committee. The Audit Committee is responsible for making sure the company's finances are accurate and in order. They have reviewed the financial statements and recommended that they be included in the company's annual report. Another key group is the Compensation Committee, tasked with determining how much executives and directors get paid. It currently has Ray Johnson, Thomas Iannotti, and Michael Clifton, with Clifton as chair. In 2023 and 2024, the committee hired Compensia, an independent compensation consultant, to make sure Rigetti's pay practices are competitive and fair. Scroll Pronzel to XT Retixpi Rats to Crawl, XTim Scroll, XT Time to vote for the accountants. The Audit Committee has appointed BDO USA as Rigetti's independent registered public accounting firm for fiscal year 2025. Stockholders are being asked to ratify this appointment. Even if stockholders approve, the Audit Committee can still change its mind later if it thinks it's in the company's best interest. Let's take a quick look at what Rigetti paid BDO in the last 2 years. In 2024, audit fees totaled about $812,000, which is a decrease from roughly $887,000 in 2023. These fees cover the audits of Rigetti's financial statements and related services. There were no other fees for audit-related tax or other services. Moving on to the executive suite, the key players are Subodh Kulkarni, the president and CEO, Jeffrey Bertelsen, the CFO, and David Rivas, the CTO. Now, what about the money? As an emerging growth company, Rigetti is permitted to disclose less information about executive compensation than larger companies would have to. For the year 2024, Subodh Kulkarni's total compensation was approximately $2.3 million. David Rivas made roughly $1.5 million, and Jeffrey Bertelsen's compensation totaled around $1.3 million. Specifically, Kulkarni's compensation included a salary of roughly $614,000 and a bonus of $459,000. In comparison, in the prior year of 2023, the bonus was $307,000. Executives also hold significant equity in the company. Kulkarni holds 27,000 shares that are available to him immediately, while also holding about 970,000 unexercisable options. Let's talk about director pay. In 2024, the directors made between $186,000 to $195,000. A portion of that came from cash, and the other mostly came from stock awards, based on a 140K value. The Cherianotti made slightly less because his stock compensation was made using stock options instead. Who owns Rigetti? As of April 1, 2025, directors and officers as a group beneficially owned about 1.9% of the company's stock. Michael Clifton is listed as owning around 1.3 million shares and Subodh Kulkarni around 2.1 million shares. Something to note is the sponsor support agreement. It affects how certain shares are voted, particularly those held by the sponsor holders. These shares are voted in proportion to the votes of other stockholders, ensuring that the sponsor holders don't act against the interests of the majority. So what does this all mean? Rigetti is making some key decisions at its annual meeting, including electing board members and ratifying the accounting firm. The company is paying its executives handsomely and has governance structures in place to ensure accountability. As with all emerging growth companies, there are some big risks. The board of directors is aware of the risks associated with its operations and corporate functions and has committees in place such as the audit committee to help manage financial risks. The compensation committee also looks at whether compensation plans incentivize employees to take excessive risks. And as a company with public shareholders, they are also making sure they recoup incentive compensations, they claw back rewards made to executives if they do not comply with financial reporting requirements. And finally, if you are a shareholder and you want to make suggestions on what to do, you can give a written notice to Rigetti Computing by the end of March. If you want your proposal to be included in their proxy materials, you must submit it by the end of December. Ultimately, Rigetti faces a rapidly evolving technology landscape and significant execution hurdles. While they have smart people and high compensation, it remains to be seen whether they can deliver on their vision for quantum computing. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more corporate deep dives.